Barbie with Jeannie's Designs, and I'm gonna make a Gallivanter passport wallet. So this is from Sonar Patterns, and I'm making this, and it is raw edge, so I'm using all cork, and I don't know if you saw the previous video, but the previous video shows me cutting it out on my scan and cut. So all the pieces were cut out on my scan and cut. Oh, it's so nice, really. All right, so this is the exterior piece. And I have the lining piece. Sorry, I got my hardware here. So you need 2 of these. My lining piece, I actually need 1 more. I just thought of that. Yeah, I need 1 more though. So I'll have to go cut 1 more in the red. Not a big deal. So, and this one has the zipper pocket. I am using number 5 zipper tape. And I am using one of my, I've been hoarding these little guys. My little baby Groot zipper pulse. I love the little guy. So I'm using that, and then I'm using a rivet magnetic snap. That's my hardware. For the tab closure, I have 2 pieces of my starfish cork, which I'll be putting together and adding a snap. And then I have the passport wallet side pocket, which is in the red. I have the passport wallet passport pocket, and I did that in the starfish cork. And then I have my passport card slot back, which is in the red. And then my actual card slot front is in the starfish, and I already cut the scan and cut. Already cut up my slits, and then I'm using landscaping fabric for my credit card backing. This stuff is just amazing. My husband keeps saying he's going to come get it back out of my fabric room. I said no. No, you can't have it back. I'd be an Indian giver. So I need to go cut 1 more red piece. And then she also gives you this little accordion fold template to, sorry, my camera is moving, to measure for the credit cards. You can use this, or I personally just use an actual credit card to do it. I just think it's nice to have a real card. But it's the exact same size as a real card, so that works too. So keep in mind, this is all raw edge. I haven't decided whether I'm going to edge paint it or not. This is really just for me. We're going on some trips in the next year, so I wanted to have something I would like. And I have a couple that I've made, so I'll get those and show those to you before we get started. So thanks for watching. I'm sorry my hair's all wet. I was kind of a mess, so I cleaned up a little bit. My last cutting video, I had a little spot of coffee on my t-shirt, so sorry about that. But it was coffee, nothing else. So thanks for watching. Be sure to click the JD down in the bottom right corner. I believe it's the right corner, and click subscribe, like, and comment. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is put my zipper on. And I have double-sided tape on either side of my opening, and this is my exterior back piece. So I'm just going to take off one of the sides. I want my zipper laying where the closure is going towards the left. And if you watch the cutting video, I made my hole just a little bit bigger because I knew I was going to use a number 5 zipper tape. If not, if you're going to use a number 3, I would just leave it, the hole as is. And then just get that on nice and even. And then we're gonna sew around that. And you can pull this to the back if you want to. I might, I'll see. I'm gonna start over here. I will backstitch a couple times over my zipper tape. I mean my zipper coil, I should say. I try and do that when I can. Can't always do it, but most of the time you can. All right, I'm gonna pull that to the back. Get my little Groot out of the way. Cute little guy. Hold on to those and pull the other one. I find it easier when I do it this way. I don't know, for some reason, if I don't pull one to the back early before I'm done, I can't get the others to pull. It's weird. I know, it's probably just me. Okay. And then I'll just tie those off 2 or 3 times. And burn those ends. And there we have your zipper. And then there is a tiny little cork here. Oh, it came off. Okay. Now, we do want to cut off any excess zipper tape as close as we can to our stitches without cutting our cork. And then we'll burn those ends. Oh, I might be out of I might be out of juice. All right, I'll show you how I fill it. Might as well. So these are just some lighters I get off Amazon, and this is the lighter, and this is the refill. Nav Peak. So on the bottom, there's a hole. So you just press this in there, and I do it over a trash can. I don't usually have any trouble, but just in case. And I hold it for about 15 seconds or so. And that fills up my lighter. You could hold it longer, I'm sure. And then we should be good. Much better. So I hate throwing away stuff, so I just get the refills. I mean, I imagine the lighters will eventually wear out, but it comes in a 4-pack, so. All right, so that's our zipper. Isn't it cute? My little Groot. I think they're called Baby Tree on Zorel Fabrics. Oh, Gosh, so cute. All right, we'll set that aside. Now I'm going to do my tab. And because I'm using rivet tab magnetic snaps, let me find it. I'm just going to sew mine together first, but I put 2 pieces of double-sided tape, and then I also affixed a piece of Decaville Heavy under there, just for where my snap goes. You don't have to do that, but I think it is helpful. And then line that up as best you can. It's pretty good. And then I'm going to just do a top stitch around that, and then I'll add my snap. If you're doing a rivet, a prong magnetic snap, you'll want to put your magnetic snap on one side before you do this. And it's plenty big to be able to stitch around it. And I am back stitching on this. And if you've done any of Nicole's Sonar patterns, one of her signatures is that she has these little corners on most of her stuff. I like it. You don't have to do it. You could round it or you could do anything you wanted, but I like it. And then I am going to close the top. And I am going to burn my threads. And then I will add my snap. And she gives you, on the pattern piece, she shows you about where to put it. Okay. So I'll put my hole in. And I'll pick the prettiest side. I don't think it really matters for this. This is probably the prettiest side. And yeah. So the snap part goes underneath. So this will be your prettier side here. Okay, I'm gonna go snap that, and then we'll do the next step. Okay, so I think you saw me complete my snap. So in the pattern, she has you, this becomes your pocket, your coin pocket on the outside. So you want to mark for that. I add about a 1/2 inch to that measurement, just as an FYI. And then she also tells you where to mark to attach your tab, and that's on the pattern piece. I use a piece of double-sided tape there. If I can get it off. And we're gonna just affix, oh goodness. We're gonna affix our tab there with the magnetic snap up, overlapping about 1/4 inch. So just like that. Perfect, actually. Yeah, okay. And now I am going to, I'm not gonna put any glue right here. I hardly ever use glue, but in this circumstance, I think it's good. So no glue where your coin pocket is, but everywhere else. This is just a glue stick, a refillable glue stick. all over. And you can use regular glue if you choose to. Just gonna put a little up here. It's less dirty for me. I'll just say. All right, so now we're gonna put our lining piece at the top with our magnetic snap to the right. And we're gonna glue, or we're gonna push that down, and then we're gonna top stitch this edge. And I probably shouldn't have put glue there, but that's okay, it'll be fine. Now I'm gonna top stitch this. Does she tell you how much? No, 1/8 inch. I think she tells you in the pattern. All right. So now, where we marked here, we're gonna sew that line. So I'm gonna have to mark it on top here. And I'll just use an air erasing pen. And this does show on the outside, so just be aware of that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And this, for some reason, went over a little bit. Okay, I had to go over this a couple times and I do not like it. So I'm gonna pull it out and redo it and I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see it. Ugly, I didn't like it. All right, so this is the main panel and we'll just set that aside for now. That is complete. I fixed this over here. It was nasty. I backspaced one too many times. So now we're going to do the card slots. And I have, yeah. So these are exactly the same as the Purse Pal, really. So here's my slots. I've got 4 slots. And I have a piece of double-sided tape below each slot. I have a smaller one at the top, and then I have one at the very bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the one that's below the first card slot. And you won't need this whole thing of fabric, but that's okay. And I'm going to put my landscape fabric. Yeah, I'm going to go over just a little. And I'm going to turn it to the right side and I'm going to sew just below that slit. And I am backspacing. You don't have to. You could tie each end off if you wanted to. All right. So that's the first. And then we're going to do the same thing we do with the Purse Pal, is pull the bottom one off. But this is where you're going to need your credit card or the piece that she provides in the pattern. Either one will work. And we're going to pull this down. And don't pull too tight, because if you pull too tight, you're going to pull that slit out of whack. So just pull that down. And then we are going to put the card at the top of that next slot. And we're going to fold that up. It's a beautiful thing. If you can get your tape off. Okay. This is 54 inch, I think, wide. So this landscaping fabric is actually enough to do 2. Then we're going to turn it over, and I'm going to try my card in my slot. Look at that. It's perfect. And then I'm going to sew under that second slit. And then we're going to repeat that. There's only 4 of them, so I'm just going to stay with you to do it. And I'm going to put another piece of tape. Just like the purse pal. Just exactly like the purse pal. Just right there. And I'm going to pull that down. The tape is not my friend today. And then I'm going to put my card at the top of that next slot. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to pull that tape off there. I'm going to pull it up. And let's check our slot, that second card slot. Yeah. Then I'm going to sew underneath that third card slot. One more. This is the most tedious part of the whole thing, just like the purse pal. This is the most tedious part. It's worth it. And once you get used to doing this type of card slot, you'll love it. All right, taking another piece of tape, adding that there, pulling off my paper. Pulling it down. And pulling it up. Perfect. You could really, you could, if you have the purse pal pattern, you could use the same measurements in that pattern, really. Yeah, that one's a little too low, so let's fix that. Let's get another piece of tape. That's why you check these. I'm telling you, don't skip this step of checking them. Okay. Better. All right, now we're going to sew under that last card slot. The one thing you want to remember, and if you've watched me use this landscape fabric before, you'll remember, do not burn close to the, you can burn on top here, your threads on top here, but don't burn underneath because this will just disintegrate. Okay, and then we're going to do one more piece of tape down here. To create that last slot. And then we'll take this one off that we put on the top. And we'll bring that up. All right, before I cut that off, let me just test. Yeah, that's a little too low. I don't like it. Let me just go up a little more. All right. Better. Okay. Now we can just cut off the excess that we have, and this is enough to do another whole passport wallet. So let's just cut off the excess close as we can. And I didn't get it as close as I wanted. There we go. All right, so we'll save this for later. So now you have your card slots. Now you need to decide where you're going to put your tag. And I'll decide that here in a second. So let me find a tag that I want to use, and I'll be right back. So we have our completed card slots. And now we're going to take the card slot back, and we're going to put just, and I'm going to use glue, as much as I hate it, on 3 sides. Actually, yeah, on just 3 sides. And really, because it doesn't really matter what side, just make sure you're not getting any glue on your card slots backing. And we're gonna put the card slots right sides down. Yeah. Yeah, this is right. I keep questioning myself. Yeah. So on this, you want to match the side. Gosh, and the bottom. Both sides and the bottom. Actually, the top, the right, and the sides. Leave the bottom. Yeah, I knew there was something not right about that. That's all right. So I'm just going to do it this way. So the right side, the top, and the right side, the top, and the side edges should match. And actually you should have a little extra on these two sides, and that's perfectly fine. And now we're gonna top stitch along this edge, 1/8 of an inch. And I'm gonna shade that again because that can be confusing. Okay. Just the top. We're just gonna sew the top edge. All right. So with your credit card slots to the right, add your back piece, matching the top, matching the sides, and if it doesn't match the other two, that's perfectly okay. But you want to line it up with this one, the top, so the top and this one for sure. I'm just going to burn these little edges. Okay. And then you're going to take your panel, your card slot panel, which is actually your passport panel, and it matches on all sides. But you're just going to sew, your card slots are to the left. So there's space here. I'll show it to you here in a second. Okay. So our card slots are right here, 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 and here. We've top stitched it here. And if you want to, I would suggest you do any trimming there that's needed before we sew this down. And burning of any threads. Okay. Because now we're just going to top stitch this side only, all the way down. Oh, I gotta go up. Forgot. Okay. I got too much stuff here. I gotta get rid of my glue. I hate using glue. But Nicole uses a lot of glue. I'm sure she's used to it. I get it everywhere. She may too. I haven't noticed that though when I've watched her patterns. Her videos on stuff. Alright. So that's what you should have. Right now, you should have, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. So on my other, my passport wallet, passport pocket, I did go ahead and put my tag there. It's going to lay like this. So grab your, let me see, let me get rid of all these pieces. So this is our main panel. So we want to grab that. Oh no, we want our cash slot. Yeah. Okay, so your cash slot. It's a little bit smaller than our main panel. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put these matching the top. And I think she says if you want to top stitch right here, you can, which I think I'm going to do. Because once it's on there, you're not going to be able to top stitch it. It just gives it a symmetrical look if you top stitch there. Okay. So that's what I mean by top stitching it there. And then you're going to place these two just like so. You're going to match the top and the side. There will be overhang on the bottom, and that's perfectly okay. Okay. So this is what you should have. Your card slots are on this side, and there is a little bit of a slip pocket there. There will be. Okay. And our passport pocket is over here. That's a passport slot. That's a passport slot. And then when we, excuse me, when we attach this, this will create a cash slot. So I'm going to get that all together and clean up any threads and hairs that I have before I sew this all together. So I'll be right back. All right, so we do want to top stitch this. This is really the cash slot. Actually, yeah, this is, I don't know which side it is. So one of these sides. All right, now we want to put our pockets on here. So what I did was I top stitched the bottom here. And then we're going to attach our pockets to the top and the side. There will be overhang on the bottom. That's exactly how she has it designed. And now we are going to top stitch right along the top there. I'm going to have to check my bobbin here in a second. I'm back stitching over those pockets. Okay. Okay. So that's what you should have so far. So you've got your slip pocket here. You've got your credit card slots here. You have your another slip pocket here for your passport. Another passport slip pocket there. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Now, before we go any further, and if you haven't done this already, you're going to want to put your snap-on between these two layers if you're using a prong magnetic snap. Let me find my piece. Yeah. This is it. And I am going to put mine on through these two pieces. Because I'm using the rivet magnetic snap. And even though I have 2 layers of even though I have 2 layers there, I'm going to use a tiny piece of double-sided tape. Sorry. When you hear me pause like that, I'm thinking as I go. I'm so sorry. So I'm just putting a tiny piece of Deckerville Heavy right there before I put my rivet in. And so this one, just think about it. This one goes here. So this goes on the outside. And actually, you know what? I'm only going to put it on the inside. Even though there's a hole there now, you won't be able to see it because that's part of, well, no. Now I put it on there. I can't get it off. I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, I'm going to go snap that real quick. Yeah. It would have been fine, but you're never going to see that hole. All right, so now this is basically what you have. Huh, I love it. All right, perfect. So now we want to clip the 2 panels together. Okay, so we're going to match the bottom edges. And actually, there's a little give in this. So match the side, the bottom side first. Let me get rid of that. And then as you go up here, this one will connect because you want it to have a little bit of give when it's closed. So match the bottom and the sides down here as good as you can. We'll trim it. We're gonna trim it. Okay, so you see the give that's right there? That's what you want. That's what you want. Okay. All right. So now I think we're okay with this magnetic snap. But I'm gonna start here on the outside, the exterior, on the magnetic snap side, and we're just gonna top stitch that. You know what, before I do anything, let me check my bobbin. Oh yeah, I got plenty, thank goodness. And you should do the same. Check your bobbin. This is final top stitching. Okay, so we're going to go down this side where our magnetic snap is at 1/8 of an inch. sure that's good. And just go slow. If you have a zipper foot, you might want to use it. And then she tells you to stop where that pocket stops and then finish it from the other side. Here I'm just making sure that I caught that okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna grab some Wonder clips. They hold a little bit better than these clips. They hold better because I want this to match up here. I will trim it, but I want it to match pretty good. Yeah, just make sure this matches as good as you can get it. It's harder to trim on this top edge. There we go. It's not impossible, but it's definitely harder. Okay. You might want to hold it up too. Keep everything where you want it. I'm going to move my zipper pull out of the way. And you can kind of see where you stopped. So just stop there. And it should be good. We'll see. Yeah. Pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, so now I have to get rid of all these, sorry. Alright, so we are basically done. So before trimming, and if I decide to edge coat it, that's what you have. You have a little coin purse here, coin pocket. And you have room for 4 card slots. You have a slip pocket, 2 passport pockets, and a cash or whatever pocket. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna trim. You know, I think as far as top coating it or edge coating it, I'm going to edge coat it, but I'm only going to do like 2 top edge coats, I believe. That's my plan. And you don't have to edge coat it, by any means. You can leave it raw edge. Don't over trim. I have been guilty of that. This is a really nice design. Nicole at Sonar did a really nice job with this. So I'm just going to go along here, burn my edges. So there's a little raw edge there. There's a tiny little perfect. That's good. Okay, there you go. There is my passport wallet. My cute little baby tree. I call him Baby Groot. There. Okay, I'm getting into the over trimming. So you gotta stop me. That's funny. So that's all there is to it. I mean, it's really not a hard, this is a challenge. I don't know why that is. It'll get easier over time. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Go and make one. I mean, just use raw edge material. Buy a sheet of cork rather than, you know, a whole roll. And you should have plenty, maybe 2 sheets, and you should have plenty to do the wallet, passport wallet. So that's what I'm going to use for our travels. It's beautiful. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.